What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo. We're here at Real. Today we get to talk to you about the the SIC Raptor. Or is it Core? I'm not sure, but maybe I am. Well, it says SIC, but their foil's SLC, so it's SLC, SIC, Core, Raptor. No, that's right, that's what it is. So Core, their parent company, bought a brand called SIC, which is a sup brand, and Core made a wing with all their materials and their manufacturing and design, but put SIC's brand on it, and they even put like Cortex and used all the Exotex and all that stuff. Even look at this, check it out. This looks oddly familiar, like the X-Lite bag. Even used the X-Lite bag, but they didn't put their name on it because they're just a kiteboarding brand. Regardless, the good news is for the consumer is that this is a very high quality, very well built wing because Core made it, and they make arguably the best kite inflatable products on the market. So good news for you as the consumer. So I was a little, if you could tell, disappointed with them by saying, what's the deal? Why don't you just call it a Core wing? Call a spade a spade. But let me tell you about the features of this SIC wing, because it does work really, really well. Things I liked about this SIC wing the most is that it's lightweight in your hands, and when you ride it, it just feels very lightweight and it's easy to ride. It's nimble, it doesn't really have any bad habits, the full size range works, it goes upwind well, jumping, it does pretty well. I'm not a huge jumper anyway, so for intermediate riding, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. The wing is made out of really high-end materials, like I was talking about. The Exotech material is super durable, really stiff for the Dakron out there. Their ripstop is called Cortex, which Core's got their proprietary ripstop, which lasts really, really long. Their coating on and everything just really holds up, which is super important with wings. You're putting them away wet, you're riding these things hard. There's a lot more strain on a wing than there is on a kite, so it definitely has, holds up over time. So a couple of features and things, the wings coming with nice bungee leash here. I like that they did just a straight bungee. It works really well. It has a wrist cuff. You can take on and off pretty easily. This little red tab will stop it from, if it the Velcro comes, will stop it from pulling off completely if you don't want it to. It does have a swivel on this end, so if you're kind of rotating the wing, it's not going to twist up too much. Has your leading edge handle. Your three handles here, your Y handles, your handles are in the right spot, which is super important, having the handles in the right place. So I really like kind of just having one handle in the front because you can just reach up, grab it, and put it in the right spot. Oh boy, they're taking off. It's getting windy. Time to go winging. Back handles, it depends on how much power you have or want, and you could just grab the back handle there. One thing with the handles is that they take a while to break in. They're the foam inside is kind of square. It's kind of like flattened out square. It just takes a while to break in. Like after you break them in, they kind of smush down and round out a little bit. But at first, it feels a little fat and a little bit kind of just squared off on the edges. I wish they kind of rounded those out a little more. One thing they did, which is great, is they did a strut inflate valve and then a leading edge inflate valve. So with the one pump systems, they're really hard to deflate. These things hold a lot more air than you'd think. So it's just easier to pump up. You can also get them to higher pressure, which is really nice. This leading edge seam, you just gotta be careful, bring your hands across it because it is cut and it can't, like the leading edge seam, the cut and sealed Dakron can be a little sharp. So when you're transferring your hands, just be careful this front seam here because you can just kind of snag your hands on it. I mean, I'm a kind of a lightweight, so my hands are a little soft. So it is, just something that I noticed that I kept nicking my hands on this when I was transferring the wing. Probably the thing that I like the least about this are these stupid darts they put in here. Whoa. These little trailing edge darts back here are really kind of unnecessary. They take out flutter a little bit, but this wing does flutter a little bit when you get really overpowered. There's other ways to solve the flutter issue in the trailing edge, but they chose to use darts. I think it just adds extra weight and is, I've kind of talked about other kites that I don't really like to have those darts in them, but you can see here, I mean, this thing just balanced. It's not that windy and the thing just flies really well. So I really like this as a beginner to intermediate wing because you can get on it, it's easy to ride, it's built really well, it's strong, and it's just gonna go. It's like, it totally works for most conditions. There's some things that I would change, like that seam and the name, call it a core kite, but you know, I understand it's core kites, not core wings, so that's their jam. Overall, really impressed with SIC's first wing. Stoked to get out and ride it some more. I've ridden all the sizes, had some good feedback from our lesson center where people are like, oh yeah, that one's easy, goes well. I haven't ridden it too much in the surf, but the times I did just drifted really well with me. The 6 meters, you can see, does have a pretty wide wingspan, which has good power, but that wider wingspan is going to give you a little bit better upwind ability on the 6 meter, which you do need in the lighter conditions. So if you have any more questions, reach out online, realwatersports.com, or give us a call to shop, 252-987-6000. See you on the water.